Hi, Steve and Caleb from Brownells here, bringing you another episode of Smyth Busters. And today we've got a very important topic, Caleb.
We do, and it is that it is unsafe to appendix carry your firearm.
OMG.
OMG.
People actually do that?
People still say OMG, I guess.
I guess so.
So why wouldn't they still do that?
Odds.
Yeah. Yes, people still appendix carry. As it turns out, it is not as safe as a lot of the internet would have you believe. There are people that are for it. Usually those people are on the more educated side of firearm knowledge and training and stuff. And those who are against it are usually on the opposite spectrum of that. And both of those spectrums are very active on the World Wide Interwebs.
Yeah.
So here we are.
Here we are. So the concern is appendix carry. When you sit down, that muzzle is aiming at some part of your body. Probably a very important
You
part.
got your femoral artery there. You got, if you're, there's no easy way to say this. You got your man parts there.
Yeah.
All right.
So one way, you bleed out and you die immediately. The other way, you probably wish you would have.
That was very well put. So, yes. But here's what it comes down to. As long as you're carrying it in a quality holster and your firearm is not, what's another okay way to say this? If you're not buying junk firearms, you should be okay.
Oh, boy, you are quite the elitist today.
Yeah, and quality, I'm not saying a quality firearm is an expensive firearm. You can still get an affordable firearm that's a quality firearm. Don't get me wrong there. But yes, carry it in a good holster as well, which leads me to this next point here. This is my personal holster. This is my wife's holster.
Oh.
All right.
Thank goodness.
So she got this holster from Eclipse Holsters, and I was like, oh, cool, an appendix carry holster. And I carried her gun a few times, and I use this holster way more than she does now. This is the most comfortable appendix carry holster I've ever used. So, which brings me to our next point. It's not necessarily uncomfortable to carry appendix as long as you're doing it right with a comfortable holster, because that's another side of it. It gets kicked for is that it's super uncomfortable.
You got to use the short-barreled gun though too.
You got to use the short-barreled gun. I'm such an elitist today. You can't be extremely overweight. I should say. You got to be in somewhat of a shape where your holster fits your body.
Yeah, it works better if you're built more or less straight up and down on the front, because otherwise it's pushing the butt of that gun forward and pushing the barrel into you, and that's really uncomfortable when you're sitting.
That'd be super uncomfortable, yeah. So it's not for everyone because of that, and there's nothing wrong with that. But, it's as far as it being unsafe, if you can't trust your firearm to not shoot when you don't want it to, then you probably can't trust it to shoot when you need it to. So,
but then again, that's why a lot of guys opt for a short barrel revolver.
That's very true, yes.
Hammers at rest.
Right.
There's no stored up energy there. Mm-hmm. The thing is safe.
It's safe,
unless you cock it and try to put it in that holster.
So I'm just gonna say it's safe to appendix carry with a striker fired handgun or hammer fired handgun with a round in the chamber. I do it all the time. A lot of people do it all the time. It all comes down to your level of training and what you're comfortable doing. A lot of times you'll see issues with not just appendix holsters in general or appendix carry in general, but reholstering in general. If you get your shirt caught in there, that's whenever you can get into a dangerous situation. You got to make sure you always clear your cover garment, and whenever you're reholstering, so you're going to clear your cover garment, keep your finger off the trigger and reholster. Yes, you're pointing it at your body. You can do a little bit of a hip thrust here to minimize that, but it's different. It takes some practice. It takes some training. I think the real point of this video is carry the way you're comfortable carrying, and don't let anybody else discourage you from that.
One of the advantages of a Kydex holster is it maintains its form, and it's a box you put that gun in that has no projections coming in. It doesn't flex. It's just a nice, clean reholstering.
Yep.
And I'm not a big Kydex fan myself.
Yeah, and again, this is a perfect example of that. This is, again, made by Eclipse Holsters. No, unfortunately, we do not carry it here at Brownells, but I mean, Google's your friend. You can find out where to get them.
Yeah. Another thing to consider is what you said about your comfort level.
Yes.
When I appendix carry an automatic, but I only take a Glock because the striker is not completely cocked. All the other designs use Sears. They've got a fully cocked striker. I just don't like the idea. So I carry a Glock when I appendix carry.
Yeah, because I mean, a Glock's a great choice for appendix carry. Even though I'm sorry to offend you, but yeah, a Glock's a great gun for appendix carry because of that. So if for whatever reason, I can't even think of I'm sure there's some mechanical reason, the striker went forward on your Glock,
Yeah.
it wouldn't be full cocked, so it wouldn't have enough force to ignite the primer. Whenever you pull the trigger on a Glock, it cocks the striker the rest of the way as you pull that trigger. So that's an extremely safe option for any carry, really.
Right. And not to be a Glock advertisement, but
Yeah.
if I get my Glock sweaty or if I'm in the rain or something, I don't care.
Yeah, because it's a tool.
If it was my Smith & Wesson, I would care quite a lot.
Yeah, especially, and I couldn't imagine carrying that thing up against, like, close to my body in, like, South Louisiana or something in the summer, just sweating all over it, destroying that beautiful.
Yep, you'd want a
Smith
round
&
butt
Wesson.
66 with synthetic grips for that.
Yeah. So, you got it figured out, Steve.
I do.
All
I
right.
do.
So, Smith, the myth is busted. It's not unsafe to appendix carry, of course, depending on your comfort level. So,
Right.
train, get used to it, do what you're comfortable with.
Yeah.
Don't let anyone else tell you you're doing it wrong. So,
Right. And go through the motions a number of times with the gun unloaded, see what happens.
Yeah, dry fire drills are great for that. You can run through a full course of dry fire, practice reholstering, magazine changes, reholstering, and more reholstering. So.
And if you're carrying concealed, don't take the gun out unless you really have to. Don't be playing with it. Don't be checking it, looking at it, and having to reholster it. You're just adding to the complexity of the situation.
Yeah, and
Put it in there and leave it alone.
And so I'll even throw in another really quick thing here. Using something like a ulti-clip, this isn't an Eclipse thing. A lot of companies use this. You just pull this up, and then you can remove it from your body. So you don't even ever really have to take the gun out of here,
Right.
unless you decide to clean it or go to the range or something. So you can take your carry gun, leave it in the holster, put the holster on your body, clip it down, unclip it. The gun never comes out the holster throughout the whole process of you putting it on and off your body on a daily basis, coming to and from your house. So
That's what I do with my Glock.
yeah, that's the best.
It rarely clears that holster.
Yeah, that's the best way to do it. So, but you still need to train. Don't take that as an excuse for not training.
So if you're still against appendix carry, leave us a comment and tell us why. We'd like to hear from you.
I'd love to.
And if you're one of those guys that's been doing it for years with no problems, we want to hear from you too. And what's your choice? What kind of firearm do you appendix carry? What do you feel comfortable with? That's it for now. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time with another episode of Smith Busters.